So a couple of days ago, Redfin and Zillow announced that they're going to put their forces together to help new builders and buyers to connect them better. And I'm going to show you what the change is like compared to what the current systems and how buyers find homes and brand new homes, and whether that's going to be a good thing for the consumer or not. And I made this thing. Here is how the current system works. So simply explained, it looks very complicated, but it's pretty simple. So sellers and new builders, they have the product. They have a home, they have just built a new home, and the goal is to get to the buyer and how to connect them. And the current system is there's two big players, IDX, which is the realtor's database, and then there's Zillow, and then there's Redfin like. Now, when seller, regular resale seller, put the house on the market, we call it the resale. It goes into database of realtors because realtor is going to enter that data into realtor's database. In traditional brokerages like mine, Shawn Realty, it gets feed into that and then it connects with the buyer. Or it goes to a much bigger brokerage like a Redfin and it goes into their system and it syncs within a few hours and then the buyers can see that new listings. And then the IDX and Zillow connection has been, they don't like each other basically. So Zillow somehow gets that data and they put it in there and then they connect with the buyers. So that's how homes, the resale homes, gets connected to the buyers. Now, brand new homes, slightly different story. The current system is that they feed into IDX just like the traditional resale homes. However, builders sometimes are known to not share their data with the realtors because there's some logistical issues where they may have a model home but they're selling lots kind of fast. Somehow they don't actively put their listing into the RMLS or the IDX. And sometimes they, double end. What I mean by that is they represent the seller and the buyer at the same time in-house so that they can save money on the commission. Whether that's ethical or not ethical, I'm not here to talk about that, but sometimes they do that. And in that process, realtors don't get all the data of the brand new listings, especially the homes that have not been built yet. And so that's where the big change that Zillow and Redfin announced is going to connect. What Zillow is saying is they're going to make a platform where the new home data can be all synced in with the Zillow, and then the Zillow is going to share the data with the Redfin and then connect to the consumers. There are a few problems here because we're all cooperating entities. We should play nicely and share the data to help the consumers, the sellers and buyers, and connect the best possible way. And I believe that's the agreement between the Realtors database and Zillow and all of these entities. However, if they're going to do that, meaning what's going to happen is probably Zillow and Redfin will have more brand new home listings than traditional realtors database. A lot of realtors are not going to be happy about it, including myself. And they're trying to do that. In the meantime, Zillow and Redfin access to all the realtors data because that's the current system. So let's talk about the main question. Does that really help the consumers? Does that really protect the buyers or sellers, or is that the best system? It's a little too early to talk about this yet because I don't know what kind of policy change, what kind of agreement changes are coming. However, based on the fact that Zillow and Redfin both have about 70 to 80% of the home buyers traffic to their website. So they're major players. That's why some realtors out there will pay money to Zillow and Redfin to put their names on their roster. So when somebody goes to Zillow and set up a showing request, Zillow or Redfin will match with realtors who pay $20 per lead per contact information, they're going to be linked. So in a sense, for the consumer, you don't really get a chance to vet them, whether they're good fit realtors or they're competent, their knowledge level, their experience, because you're buying one of the most expensive items in your lifetime. You get matched up by Zillow, but that doesn't mean Zillow actually vetted those realtors. They're just one who paid Zillow to be on the list. And in the meantime, Zillow's about 85-90% of the revenues are coming from the realtors, believe it or not. Whether it's good for consumers or not, I don't believe it is. Because the traffic count of about 70 or 80% of the traffic goes to these two companies, when they should be the competitors to each other to balance out, to make the products better and competing like regular market should. However, when they combine their forces, it's going to create more like a monopoly environment. It's not going to be fair to small brokerages like mine or other realtors who are feeding the data into IDX. It's going to create more friction between realtor database and companies like Zillow or Redfin in this case, if Redfin goes into that side of it. Currently, as far as I know, Redfin shares the same data as realtors database because some states, they have their own brokerages, in-house brokerages too. Right now, realtors database and Redfin are on the kind of same side, and Redfin is going to join the Zillow's force. Two main forces combining, not the best for the consumers, because consumers' behavior on these websites becomes the product. For the home buyers, for the consumers, what's important is buyers' data. If I'm a consumer, home buyer out there, if my data, my website history and behavior is all shared to people who pay to get that information, I don't think I'll be that happy because I'm not happy what Google is doing right now. Can I do anything about it? Probably not. Can you do anything about it? Yeah, you can do something about it by going to different websites other than these two websites. Sometimes I get confused whether I'm making the information for the consumers or the industry folks, but hey, I think it's good to kind of share what's going on inside of our world. And if you liked it, please hit that like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. A side note, a message for the new home builders out there. I understand that sometimes you have in-house agents and you want to just keep the sales of the both sides in-house. I understand the situation. However, I think it is fair to share the listing data with your local realtors in full disclosure way, because when homes are selling really fast, yeah, maybe you can do whatever you want to do, but when things aren't selling well, I know that you guys need realtors' help. You can't be too greedy when things are great and when things are not so great and then like asking for help. It doesn't work that well. It's just like the human relationship, right? So when things are good, go ahead and share some of your listing data with your realtors, and the realtors work hard for you guys too. So it's about sharing fairly with everyone. That's a better way than try to make a few more bucks when sun shines and when it rains and try to ask for favor by saying bring in buyers. Let's play nicely. That's all I'm saying.